You can begin to learn the drums with educational content on like a YouTube or something, but it's not organized very well. If you can't afford to begin taking lessons, here's what I would encourage you to do. Pick an easy song and try to play it. I tell people all the time, like, if you're not able to get in some lessons, you need to start just learning some songs. So start learning basic beats to songs like Billie Jean, the Weezer, the Sweater song. That's another very easy song. Hail to the Thief if you're looking at Avenged Sevenfold, although the tempo's a little bit faster. I wanted to hit you with a quick episode on this. I'm Stephen Taylor. I'm a drum teacher. I'm a professional drummer. I love what I do, and this is the Drum Show podcast. And we are going to be talking about what do you need to invest in? What do you need to get when you just started drumming, when you just picked up the drums? What are the essentials that you really need? And what are the things that you can ignore for a little bit? Okay? And I'm going to start very, very simply. The first thing you need is a pair of sticks. Go ahead and buy a pair. And if you're like, I don't know, I've looked at these, I've looked at those, I've looked at these, let me give you some common sizes. You can have 5As, that's pretty much the most common, although not a lot of you are like, that's great. Don't get confused because there's a lot of different drumsticks. If you need something to start with, 5A is going to be a good medium weight stick, and I go with Teardrop on mine. You can choose if you want wooden or nylon. I would choose wooden to start with. If you're on an E-kit, then it's okay to go with nylon because you don't want the wood pulling at the E-kit, but it's totally fine to use just a wooden set of sticks at your E-kit as well. Other common sizes, a little bit heavier is be like a 2B, a little bit lighter is going to be a 7A. Right? And they're all going to be pretty much the same length. And so that I don't get stuck with that. Just be like, okay, he said get a 5A. And then after you played a little bit, go get another pair. The next time you buy a pair of sticks, try something new. Go to a store and try them. You're going to be buying sticks if you play the drums pretty often. So that's okay. You know, I've met people and they're like, this pair of sticks has lasted me a year. And I'm like, that's great. This pair of sticks has lasted me 2 days. You know, because I play all the time. Like, you know, if I could get through a show without breaking 2 pairs of sticks, that's great, you know, when I was on the road last year. So it's just kind of expected. That's going to be one that you do all the time. Okay, the next thing is you want to get the actual instrument. Now, for some of you, you're like, I can't afford a full drum set right now. Cool, just get a practice pad. That's fine. Just get a cheap practice pad. If you can't afford a full practice pad, go look at something called Vic Tips. There's something that you can put on the end of your drumsticks. They just sit right on there. I love them. And they make anything a practice pad, right? And so your significant other's going to love that. You'll be drumming on the walls and everything at the house. And those are like $5 or $6, right? So something that you can play on. If you can afford a kit, then you have the option of looking at, do I need an E-kit or do I need an acoustic kit? If sound is a big disturbance and that's a big concern for you, you're going to go with an E-kit and just use some headphones, right? If it's not and you can get an acoustic kit, I would rather you go that direction and get an acoustic kit, okay? Now, there are lots of entry-level drum sets. I help people do this every day, by the way. If you ever have a question about, like, should I buy this or should I buy this, you literally should email me, help@stevensdrumshed.com. I will give you my opinion. It's not a problem. I do this every day for people. So get some type of a starter drum set. Buying in the used market is totally fine too. Every line of drums, you know, Ludwig, Pearl, Tama, Gretsch, all of them have an entry-level kit. And so just get the entry-level kit, you know, of whatever. My son plays an entry-level Tama. We have an entry-level Ludwig set up right over here, just so that people can come in and play a more expensive Ludwig, which is over in the corner. And also, you know, we got, like, I think the Fab 4 set up over in the corner over there in green sparkle. You've seen that on some of the videos. Or they can play the cheaper Ludwigs, because when you put new heads on them, they're going to sound really good. Okay, a lot of my students love playing that kit more than they love the others. And then so you need drumsticks, right? You're going to need a practice pad if you can't get a drum set. If you can't get a drum set, then just get right to the drum set, and the practice pad can come later. Although it's good to have a practice pad. If you're looking for like something after the drum set, a practice pad's a good one. And then you're going to need a set of cymbals and hardware to go with those. Now, cymbals are something that you really do get what you pay for, and so there is a threshold of like entry-level cymbals, and they're actually made with a different type of metal. And so we're talking about the entry-level, you know, Zildjians or whatever they've changed them to. It was ZBTs and Scimitars, and they have an S line, which is a little bit higher than their entry-level. But once you get into the, like, let's take Zildjian. They used to be the ZBTs, but I don't know if they're still around. I think they changed the name. They used to be Scimitars. It's their entry-level cymbal. Then you step up to the S cymbals, And then you go up to the A's. Now I have a set of A hi-hats right here. They're great cymbals. When you step up to the A cymbals in Zildjian, that is when you have moved to a different alloy. You actually move to a different mixture of metals. And so they're going to sound significantly different. Then you have the A customs, you have the K's, Constantinoples, Keropes, all higher lines of the Zildjians. But you're going to go with the entry level, the Scimitar ZBT equivalent. Then you're going to hit the S cymbals, which are going to sound a little better. A cymbals are going to sound significantly better. Okay, and so I'm not sure what the S's are made out of, but that's so with cymbals, you really do get what you pay for. So whenever it comes to like upping your cymbals, it will cost you a little bit. Now, what you can do is buy them one at a time. So I'm just going to replace my hi-hat. I'm going to replace my ride cymbal, that kind of a thing. So pair of sticks, and then we have a drum pad or a drum kit, whether an E-kit or an acoustic kit. The next thing you want to get is some ear protection. So that can be just some simple foam earplugs, or they can be like I have some Vic Firth, I have just lost the name of them. Vic Firth isolation headphones. I love those.
This podcast is brought to you by the Drum Better Daily program. That's actually my online drum school that I've run now for 12 plus years. Not only have I been playing the drums professionally since the age of 15, I've been teaching since the age of 18. Matter of fact, I talked to one of my, my first student a few days ago. I actually called him to see if he could sub a gig out for me. Daniel, love you, man. And he's still playing. He's still doing it on a pro level. And I have been committed to teaching for 22 plus years now. I would love to have you go check it out at stevensdrumshed.com. You can find a link to that in the show notes or video description, whichever platform you're watching it on. But it truly is a community of like-minded drummers where we are striving to just be the best that we can be at the drums. In addition to over 70 pre-recorded drum courses, there's also a tech talk area where we talk about everything technology related as it pertains to the drums, E-kits, recording, doing videos, all of that stuff. There are forums where you can hang out with the other students as well. We do 2 live video student calls every week that you can join if you'd like to. We do guest artist calls monthly, and I'll even make you a personalized lesson plan if that's what you need. Yes, we talk about the nuts and bolts of drumming. Yes, I give you exercises, but we also talk a lot about how to practice more efficiently, how to practice better, and how to get more out of your practice time. I know you're just like me. You're busy, you're being pulled by work, by family, by friends, by other responsibilities. Whenever you practice, you really want to see gains and have it be productive. That is what we focus on in the Drum Better Daily program. I'll have to say personally, it's been really cool because some of these students I've worked with for over 12 years, we started running drum camps here in 2022, and I got to meet some of them in person for the first time. Those drum camps have been selling out, blowing my mind with how much fun they are and how great a time it is to bring the community together in person. I'd love to have you be a part of it.
Whatever that is to protect your hearing, you can get some like shooting earmuffs that you would use in like the shooting range or in loud environments. Those are fine too. I use those for years. So something to protect your hearing. And then you're going to want to invest in some form of educational content. Now, you can begin to learn the drums with educational content on like a YouTube or something, but it's not organized very well. If you can't afford to begin taking lessons, here's what I'd encourage you to do. Pick an easy song and try to play it. Go to YouTube and watch a tutorial. Go to my YouTube channel and look up, Steven Taylor, the first song on the drums, and you're gonna have 5 or 6 videos that pop up. Work on those. Just work on, I tell people all the time, like if you're not able to get in some lessons, you need to start just learning some songs. So start learning basic beats to songs like Billie Jean and all these classic songs. The Weezer The Sweater song, that's another very easy song. Hail to the Thief if you're looking at Avenged Sevenfold, although the tempo is a little bit faster. So there's tons of songs that I can point to you. But as soon as you're able, it's great if you can get some educational content that will be a curriculum that you can kind of follow. I have that on SDS, stevensdrumshed.com. You can go look at that. I've got the Drum Better Daily program, which is an online drum school. And the online campus has thousands of videos and lessons and over 70 courses and forums and all kinds of stuff. We do weekly live calls with the students. But some type of a curriculum, that can be a book, that can be an in-person teacher, it can be an online program. That's going to be a really, really good benefit to you and bang for your buck. So if you're just starting on the drums and you're like, what are the essentials that I need? That's what you need to get started. If you have any questions, you can always email me, help@stevensdrumshed.com. And maybe your question will actually wind up here on the podcast.